You can't say that you're not racist and vote for Trump.
Hey, surprised you, I know. I'm black and I'm voting for Trump and I'm not racist, but you might think I'm racist. But if you're on the left and you're really hardcore for the Black Lives Matter movement, then you probably are in the same mindset that you have white privilege and that you need to step back and listen to black people on how they feel and how the world has been for them. So I'd like to just have you sit here and listen to me for a second. Black people are not oppressed, not by any external force except for the Democratic Party, by giving them free things and not showing them how to work and create generational wealth. How come there's white people out there creating Section 8 housing, but all the black people are consuming it? No one wants to teach them how to create opportunity. They want to teach them how to receive handouts. So if you want to vote Democrat and you want to make other black people vote Democrat, you are encouraging their enslavement to, overall, white people or elitists. So maybe open your eyes and realize Trump is making it harder for black people to receive handouts and easier for them to create their own opportunity. Have you sit here and listen to me for a second. Black people are not oppressed, not by any external force except for the Democratic Party.
I'm saying this out of love. That whole entire video was one big old contradiction. I'm gonna explain why using the Platinum Plus plan. Say it ain't so. See, Ice Cube once said you can do it, put your back into it. And I'm about to explain why we don't need to be on our backs on a Democratic plantation or on our backs on a Republican plantation. Now, you start the video with saying that we are not oppressed and nothing is holding us back externally except for the Democratic Party. That's one contradiction in itself. It's almost like y'all are saying systemic racism doesn't exist and we are not oppressed except for when it comes to the 1994 crime bill that Joe Biden made. That's the only time it exists, huh? Let's get to this Platinum Plus plan, though. Dude says the only thing that's holding us back is the Democratic Party giving us free stuff, but Donald Trump is promising to give us 500,000 jobs out of thin air. Damn. Now, ain't nothing holding us back, but the Platinum Plus plan wants to bring us better and tailored health care to address historic disparities. Damn, what are disparities again? Now, for y'all that don't know, disparity is a lack of equality or similarity, especially in the way that is not fair. That's what a disparity is. So when this gentleman here says that ain't nothing holding us back or nothing is oppressing us, that contradicts with the Platinum Plus plan and saying that it wants to bring us better and tailored healthcare to address healthcare disparities. Speaking of healthcare disparities, our people are disproportionately impacted by the coronavirus. You know what's being exposed? The infrastructure and the disparities of our healthcare. Speaking of healthcare disparities, do you know what the infant mortality death rate is in our community compared to mainstream? Seems like something that's holding us back, or you gonna blame it on our women, ain't you? Now, the Platinum Plus plan wants to bring us $500 billion in Trump's next 4 years. Now, they say ain't nothing holding us back, right? But think about what the Platinum Plus plan is saying about our job training and our education when it says that it wants to give us access to better education and job training opportunities. Also, what is it saying about our opportunities? Let's keep on going, though. This gentleman is tap dancing saying ain't nothing holding us back. It's only the Democratic Party giving us free stuff. Which is funny because Trump got this Platinum Plus plan where he's promising to give us a whole bunch of shit over the next 4 years. Which brings me to another conservative contradiction. The Platinum Plus plan is another Trump promise. But let's think about how Trump is following through with these promises since he's been president. Is Hillary Clinton locked up yet? Has the Affordable Care Act, aka the Obama shit, been appealed yet? Okay, has Mexico paid for this wall yet? All these promises ain't came through yet. Why we gonna believe this promise though? It's funny because my conservative brother says ain't nothing holding us back, ain't nothing oppressing us. But Trump wants to give us jobs in this Platinum Plus plan where he's promised to give us black economic empowerment and access to capital. But here's the reason why though. He wants to examine barriers. But not just any barriers, specifically barriers to employment, including fees, occupational license, and arrest record inaccuracy and expungement. Ain't nothing holding us back though. Now, when the Platinum Plus plan says it wants to examine barriers, it's important that we understand what a barrier is. The barriers are defined as a fence or an obstacle that prevents movement or access. Now, the same people that want to say systemic racism is make-believe, ain't nothing holding us back, is the same people that champion a Platinum Plus plan that acknowledges and examines employment barriers. Now, we know that Ice Cube reportedly helped Donald Trump develop the Platinum Plus plan, which promises $500 billion investment in the black community. We also know that Ice Cube put out a contract with Black America where he reached out to Democrats and Republicans, and Donald Trump and them, who already had their Platinum Plus plan name, literally just tried to adopt parts of the contract of Black America from Ice Cube. But here's my criticism and analysis of that old contract with Black America. Before I give my criticism, I recognize that Ice Cube had all good intentions when he came up with the contract for Black America. But like my grandpa always said, the pathway to hell is paved with good intentions. Now, when it comes to my criticism of Ice Cube's contract with Black America, which the Platinum Plus plan borrowed a couple ideas from, I want to be clear that Ice Cube says this contract is with Black America was designed to start hard conversations, and it was made to be perfected and to be debated. So add comments and suggestions. I want to make sure I'm not disavowing the OG at all. I'm just giving him my criticism. The first thing is we have to make sure that Black women and Black people of the LGBT community are a part of all conversations when it comes to creating contracts for the Black community. I'm gonna table the rest of my criticism for the contract of Black America right now, but shout out to Jason Kelly. The problem with the Platinum Plus plan is it's all pandering, no action, and I like how he explained it. First, Trump saying he'll give $5 billion is not possible. He doesn't have the power unilaterally to do that. Congress, more specifically, the House of Representatives, has the power to pursue according to the U.S. Constitution. Y'all know it is elementary understanding of government, separation of power, and checks and balances. He ain't got the power to do that. Another problem with the Platinum Plus plan and how it's more pandering and less action is this right here. He does not have the power to label the KKK and Antifa, which is not an organization, according to the FBI director, Chris Wade, is a terrorist organization. Once again, the Congress has the job to do this. But here's why this is important. Trump has been in office for 4 years. If he really cared about our community, while the Republicans control both the House and the Congress, he would have passed it without any issues if he really wanted to help. He didn't. You know why? Because he doesn't give a fizz naive, and we got to start using our critical thinking skills. Listen, man, Malcolm X said it best. What other community outside of our community do we expect the entertainers to be the leaders? Remember, they told LeBron to shut up and dribble. Now listen, contrary to popular belief for people like Ice Cube that think that ain't nobody doing nothing, it's folks that's really in the trenches. It's grassroots movement organizers, people that's really working on policy, and people that's really doing shit in the communities that are doing something. Let's talk to them before we start coming up with contracts. The last thing I'm gonna say about this Platinum Plus plan is our conversations about political advocacy cannot be during the election year. That is the wrong starting point. The reason why, both of the politicians are already in the pockets of lobbyists, bureaucrats, and interest groups. This means they already been pimped out. They already have people that they have promises to, which means that these promises they're giving to us is nothing but pimping one-on-one. It's literally putting the carrot in front of our head, trying to get us to walk to the damn ballot box and give them a vote. Don't none of us care about us, right? So when Ice Cube says you can do it, put your back into it, let's make sure that we ain't got our backs on the Republican plantation or the Democratic plantation, which means to my conservative people, don't tell us to get off the Democratic plantation and then say go to the Republican one. You know what I'm saying? My plan is independence. Independence, political, social, economic independence. Let's have a conversation and talk about how we can come to this independence. I'll holler at y'all. Education elevation.